Welcome back to the adventures of Scam Likely. The savannah simmered under the midday sun, and Scam Likely was cooking up his grandest scheme yet, the miracle mud bath and anti-aging treatment. He'd found a shallow, naturally occurring depression in the earth, perfectly filled with a thick, velvety mud, the kind that stuck to everything and looked incredibly luxurious. His usual crew, Grumbles and Pipsqueak, were less enthusiastic. Grumbles was grumbling about the stickiness of the mud, and Pipsqueak kept getting stuck. Blinky, ever the worrier, kept nervously scanning the horizon. "It's infused with rare volcanic minerals," Scam declared, polishing a smooth, ordinary pebble and placing it prominently on the edge of the mud bath. It read, "Guaranteed to turn back the clock by at least 3 sunrises." Their first potential client was none other than Leonard the lion. Leonard was old, his mane thinning in places, and he had a perpetual ache in his left hind paw. He eyed the mud bath with a skeptical sniff. "Mud bath, eh?" Leonard rumbled, his voice raspy. "What's it supposed to do? Make me young enough to chase gazelles again?" "Precisely, Sir Leonard," Scam chirped, leaping onto a nearby twig. "A full immersion, followed by a rejuvenation nap in the sun-warmed sand, and you'll feel like a cub again. Special senior discount, of course." Leonard slowly lowered himself into the mud, sighing as the cool, thick goo enveloped his aching joints. "It does feel rather good," he admitted, sinking deeper. No sooner had Leonard settled than a giant, wary head appeared over the sunrise. Bertha, the water buffalo. Bertha was ancient, her horns massive, and she carried the wisdom of 100 seasons in her deep, patient eyes. She was known for her calm demeanor, but also her formidable strength when provoked. "What is this nonsense, Scam Likely?" Bertha bellowed, eyeing Leonard in the mud. "Are you selling dreams again?" "Bertha! Just in time for your ageless aromatherapy session," Scam declared, unflustered. "Leonard here is already experiencing the immediate benefits." Bertha, surprisingly, looked intrigued. She had been feeling stiff lately. "Aromatherapy, you say? What scent?" "All day primeval earth." Scam gestured grandly to the mud, a very exclusive blend. Bertha slowly, deliberately lumbered towards the mud bath. She settled in opposite Leonard, creating a large displacement of mud that splattered Grumbles and Pipsqueak. As Leonard and Bertha relaxed in their miracle mud, a shadow fell over them. Not a cloud, but something much more menacing. A group of hyenas, led by the notorious Snarlfang. He had spotted the unlikely gathering. Hyenas rarely bothered lions or buffalo directly, but an old, vulnerable lion and a relaxed, stationary buffalo in a mud bath looked like an opportunity. Snarlfang let out a chilling cackle. "Well, well, well! Look what we have here. A lion too old to move and a buffalo too stuck to charge. Fresh meat for the taking." Scam, perched on his twig, felt a prickle of genuine fear. This wasn't a minor scam. This was real danger. Leonard and Bertha, submerged in the thick mud, would be slow to react. Grumbles and Pipsqueak were hiding, and Blinky was trembling. "Don't worry, Sir Leonard, Lady Bertha," Scam yelled, trying to sound confident, but his voice cracked. "My elite security team will handle this." Snarlfang and his hyenas advanced, their eyes glinting. Just as Snarlfang lunged, a tiny, determined voice pierced the air. "Leave them alone!" It was Blinky. Trembling but resolute, he stood in front of the mud bath, waving a small, muddy leaf. Grumbles and Pipsqueak, seeing Blinky's bravery, emerged from their hiding spots, puffing out their tiny chests, looking far less effective than they hoped, but making a brave stand nonetheless. Scam, seeing his friend's courage, felt a surge of something unfamiliar. Not greed, but loyalty. He knew he couldn't talk his way out of this one. He had to act. "Hey, Snarlfang!" Scam shouted, bolder than he'd ever been. "I have a better offer for you. The real miracle mud. It's infused with anti-aging elixir that makes your teeth extra sharp and your laugh even more terrifying. He pointed to a particularly deep, sticky part of the mud. It's a secret formula. You have to jump in head first for the maximum effect. Snarlfing, other the opportunist, hesitated. A mud bath that made him more terrifying? That sounded good. Head first, you say? Absolutely. Don't be a chicken hyena, Scam taunted. As Snarlfing lumbered toward the designated spot, Scam whispered to Leonard and Bertha, "When he jumps, push." Snarlfing took a running leap, aiming for the secret formula spot. Just as he was midair, Leonard and Bertha, with a coordinated effort that set mud flying, gave a mighty heave with their combined weight. Snarlfing landed with a mighty splash in the deepest, stickiest part of the mud, sinking up to his neck. His hyena followers, startled and confused, started to cackle at him before realizing their leader was truly stuck. "Get me out of here, you fools!" Snarlfing gurgled, struggling against the thick mud. With Snarlfing thoroughly mired, his pack scattered. Leonard and Bertha, slowly and carefully, left themselves from the mud, looking refreshed and surprisingly spry. "You saved us, Scam Likely," Leonard rumbled, looking at the little beetle with new respect. "And your friends," Bertha added, nodding to Blinky, Grumbles, and Pipsqueak. "That was a rather clever deception." Scam, covered in mud, but beaming, looked at his friends. Blinky was still a bit pale, but smiling proudly. Grumbles was actually not grumbling. Pipsqueak was trying to lick the mud off his acorn hat. "Well," Scam said, "I guess sometimes a little mud and a lot of teamwork can get you out of even the stickiest situations. And maybe friends are worth more than all the rare volcanic minerals in the world." From that day on, Scam still ran his schemes, but he was always quick to help his friends when real trouble came calling. And sometimes, just sometimes, he'd even share a piece of his ill-gotten gains. After all, a truly clever beetle knows that a good team is the best asset of all.